Ready, Freddy.
Yeah.
All right. So, not last week, but last we left off, the group decided it was time to go and stop by the Temple of Gaunt. They went and cashed in on the reward for going and destroying, with big air quotes, the Nimblewright. You did end up speaking with Nim, speaking relatively, and he did let him know that that Nimblewright is in fact free.
I totally killed it. Yeah.
So, you didn't tell Valenta, but you did
No.
tell. Yeah. You also ended up speaking with and interacting with a interesting cast of characters at the temple, particularly a handful of artificers and acolytes there at the Temple of Gond. Nim seemed to be entertained by their antics. And they were all working on various projects. As part of the reward for going and, again, big air quotes around destroying this rogue Nimblewright, you all got a magic item that was on it, as well as the offer to go and get more.
Circular blasting.
Circular blasting.
That's right.
Yeah. I was like, something about
You have
blasting. I got the important part of it.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
also be certain to add those to your sheets. Take note of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I recommend trying not to forget them. So that much is up. Oh, that's right. There's a magic item channel. So I didn't put it. Doc. Among the items as well, you also took notice of an animated sheet. Looks like there was questions around whether it could possibly have been from Lantan. And after a bit of research and conversation with Valenta, it was determined, yes, this did originally come from Lantan, or they got it from Lantan specifically. They got the item. Lothranus had commissioned Fifi, one of the artificers there, to give it another property, and that might help it become a bit more useful. And that, I believe, is roughly where we left off. That was going to be completed the next day. I believe that was by the end of the following day. That was noted down. Cordelia, you did buy the pipe?
Yep.
If I'm wrong? Okay. You marked off the gold, correct?
Yes. It was 80 something, I believe.
Make sure that I have, I think I had started there and I think it went down from there. Put that in here as well because I don't think I had included that elsewhere. So last we left off, again, Lothranus had commissioned this animated shield to be worked on. Looks like that could potentially work out as one of the keys. Though you are pretty certain that you could also use Nim as a key for sure, but the shield could also very much work in that sense, potentially. Yeah, I'm mixing up between saying definitely and potentially. Not being very definitive, I guess. But it is about midday now. You're still at the temple, though you had discussed the next stop on your docket for the day was to stop by the Field of Triumph and see what might be going on. Is there anything
Yeah.
that you'd like to do here before you leave? Oh, I should probably get into the Albert Roadie.
I don't think so. I'm gonna plug in my lamp and grab my water. 2 seconds.
Very good. Celia and Othronus, anything you'd like to do here, or anything that you want to bring up with your party?
I think that's everything. Orders put in, offers made. I think that's everything, right?
For the time being, yes.
There we go.
Everybody here.
Yep.
Party is right around here, the House of Inspired Hands. So if you are leaving, confirming where you all would like to go at this point in time. Ooh.
I don't think there's anything else we need from here / to discuss, unless you guys have something.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. Want to confirm where you would like to go next?
Field of Victory.
Field of Triumph? Going on?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's
I was
wonderful.
going to say, Field of Victory, like, did we win already?
Actually, that's a Neverwinter, so it's going to be about a week's worth of travel.
Oh wait, is there actually one called that?
I honestly have no idea. I'm just
Oh,
joking
Maybe.
around.
Honest,
I wouldn't
maybe.
doubt it. Somewhere in
Just imagine
some official setting, you just got to walk to Greyhawk.
We just get turned around, and turned out we just typed into the wrong thing into the GPS, and we've all been in a car for like hours.
Oh, God.
Damn it, guys! It was only 20 minutes away, and we've been at this for 3 days.
We said we were walking. No, we said we were in a car instead of walking, so it had us like walk around because that's where the parking was. So we just circled the place 3 times.
All right. Assuming that is what you wish to do, you come down the main road. Snow piling up on the street, but still being. It seems to have eased off for the moment. No huge storm for now. Still very much fine. Still very, very much cold. Past the House of the Moon, that was one of Celia that you had been to before, and you come to this grand stadium that you've all likely been to or near, or at least seen from a distance before. But this is quite the decent sight to behold. Actually, art. These sort of steeples that sit along this stadium, almost giving it the look of the terraces of castle. No idea if I'm saying that right, Heidi. I'm sure you know more than I do about the etymology of that.
Which word?
But I actually sent some art. Doesn't matter. This is actually like 2nd edition art, I think. But
I like it.
You actually see this. The entrance to the stadium does in fact look like the mouth of a lion, giant, almost as if you were walking directly into Gullet. Beyond which you see the stadium itself, but it has been currently gated off, where it does look like there is a booth on the side. Seems to be empty at the moment, but there is a bell.
So do we just walk in, or do we Are we good?
Actually, noteworthy. I mentioned a gate. It is not just like a at hip level. It is actually like
Oh,
this like graded gate.
portcullis. Yeah.
Not necessarily portcullis. It looks like you're not certain. It probably would be familiar to us, but less familiar. It looks like it's been installed relatively more recently. It's one of those gates that you can kind of. I have no idea how to describe this. I have an image in my head, but it's the gates that you can like slide to the side, and like it's like the metal grating.
Oh,
that
an
kind
accordion
of expands
gate.
or retracts depending on if you're pulling it open or shut.
Okay.
Yeah, an accordion gate. That looks like it is currently blocking the way. Further inside, again, there's this booth, and it does seem like there is a door as well that would lead somewhere into the interior of this Coliseum.
Okay. Is there anybody like guarding the booth, like a ticket or a mission taker?
There doesn't seem to be anybody there at the moment. Though you can't see too far past this.
Well, heck, I'll walk up to the gate and peek through.
This gate is kind of blocking the way to the stadium itself. It looks like there's floors or seating above and seating below, and then further down, almost like dug into the earth a bit, is the stadium itself. This is about like midway through, so you'd imagine when this stadium is in use for an event, once people buy their tickets, they're able to come in and just kind of walk in and get a seat once they entered properly. You do see past where you're at, a little bit further down this hallway, also seemingly a newer addition, turnstiles. What we would call turnstiles. You have never seen a contraption like this, at least at this.
I'm sure I haven't. Interesting. So, team, what's the plan? And she'll look up to her parents. I mean, teammates.
Mother? Father?
I would immediately look around, see when she said that. It's like, okay, if he's already here, then that's another mission on our to-do list.
Who's already here? Thronis, you have muted yourself. He said it's a mission off the to-do list, but I'm not certain what he's referring to.
Sorry about that. Guy, did she say dad in real life, or was she just messing?
No, I was just out of game.
I mean, that would be funnier because it would have been looking around like, wait, that's the guy we need, right?
Yeah, but I doubt that he's hanging out here.
I mean, maybe. Honest, maybe.
Could
It'd
be.
be super
That'd be
convenient.
great.
That
Or actually not
gallows has
convenient.
been set up, and you see your father walk up to it.
No!
Oh God!
Dad, time
Is
to
he the
go
new
into
act-
sharpshooter mode.
Now, well, hold on. Is he the executioner, or is he getting executed? That's the big difference.
And you see him lead Laurel Silverhand that puts her head in the gallows.
Wait,
Kidding.
what? What? Oh God, it's such a turn.
Some wild stuff going on today. I'm kidding.
So this has all been a performance. There's just more theater going on in there.
And everybody's under the effects of disguise stuff.
That really is an underused spell, like especially to mess with your NPCs.
Honestly, at some point, like, I wouldn't mind playing a character with the that Mask of Many Faces invocation, either as a class feature or feat.
Right.
Man, you can do so much fun stuff with that.
Easiest way, if your character has an enemy that knows magic, just Mask of Many Faces. I look like them. I commit a crime in a town I know. Even if they manage to get out of it.
Yeah.
Bad people, man. They know how to use magic too.
Yeah. Handy.
Okay, enough giving the DM ideas. So we gonna check this out.
You are against giving the DM ideas?
I said that's enough for now. I will never stop.
For now.
I showed you a bunch of different weird swords that would definitely give us some nightmares.
Yeah. Celia, what's your passive perception? Because honestly, at this point, I'm not even going to bother checking in on whatever everybody's passive perception is. To know, other than her now, because she's got the magic rock.
No one else
she's
matters.
I mean, what is everybody's passive perception?
10 or 12, I think.
10 or 12? Which one?
I was wrong. It was 13. I did not see that coming. Just to level up.
13, nice. Cordelia?
My passive, 11.
11. All right. Celia, what's your passive perception right now? I saw your name light up, but I didn't hear anything. Once again, I am seeing your name light up. Have you been talking this entire time? Because I have not heard you speak for a while.
I think your headphones might be doing the switch thing.
Yeah, still can't hear you. Well, Celia's mute.
Attention,
now.
waving her hand, but we just not noticing.
Honestly, that would be a fun, like, temporary curse. Because that would be annoying if it's long term. Like, that would be, like, a fun temporary curse.
Oh,
like,
no.
hey,
Oh,
you are-
sorry.
I'm sorry. We've been
I
ignoring
know
you.
that. I know how much that sucks.
That's rough, buddy. Well, if you remember what you were saying, give us the rundown when you're back. I'm sorry.
Dear.
Maybe it's something with the music a lot, but I mean, there's never any trouble on the other. I mean, there's other types of trouble in others, but not this. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Hey, there she
Yay!
is.
Yes, we can.
For some reason, my microphone volume was down to 0. Why?
Well, we'll
do
I
it.
don't know, but it sure did go down to 0.
I blamed a cat sitting on it.
Well, did you want to recap what you had been saying before?
Oh, I have no idea.
So we see an enemy wizard of Celia, like an old, either a friend or an enemy, who just finished casting silence on you, and you noticed her and just fireballed her a little bit,
Yes.
and she left, and now you're back to normal.
Perfect.
And what you don't see is chemistry actually like poking her head from behind a conveniently
Building?
placed wagon and like chuckling to herself as she like slinks back behind after her.
That bit.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah.
She's petty. Petty enough for that.
Yeah, I don't put it past her.
Who's not petty enough for that? Come on.
Mercedes? No, actually, she might be petty enough for that.
Look, I know she's got her moral standards and everything, but I also know that she's ready to, quote unquote, throw down when the time comes. So I can see her doing that.
I've got back in my head about, like, I understand why it happened, but then it's also just funny in universe about like her rushing into the portal to chase after the devil that had killed Father Aymar, and then like immediately arriving in Pride's throne room and it's like, forgive me, Saloon, I have failed.
And you just get a busy signal.
In my mind, that's just like her recognizing, oh, I fucked up. She might not see it. Sorry, rambling. I would also say, before I get to the other thing, because I think everybody would see this because it's not that hard to see at the moment. You see, in the arena right now, the kind of the main area where it seems the events would primarily take place. It looks like some sort of stage or barrier is being set up in the center. Like there's areas, a large area around said stage that is still empty, but this sort of barrier stage, something like that is currently being set up by various workers of the city. I will also say, Celia, you notice it's on the inside of this booth and tucked to the side. Remind me what your passive perception is at the moment.
17.
17, nice.
It's a good one.
You see a sign that doesn't look like it gives too much more indication of what's going on with this booth situation, but does look like it showing dates and events that are taking place on these dates. Notably, you see tonight there's going to be an illusory show that is going to be put on. Five silver each. But you see in a couple of days another event that is listed as. Don't have the script.
You're cutting out.
Sorry. This event in several days is listed as the Grand Race of Waterdeep. You also see the bell. Still, everybody sees the bell sitting right in front of you in this booth. You can get to it. It's not out of reach.
Like, so we can steal it or ring it?
To be clear, it's also like it's one of those bells that like you push the button on and then it rings.
A doorbell?
Is it like a bell, like an actual bell, or like a little chime, like a buzzer, like a bell?
So you know those bells that they put like in lobbies of like various like clinics or hotels or places like that.
Yeah, the little mushroom bells.
It's like if nobody's there, like the mushroom-shaped ones.
Desk
yeah, the
bell.
ones that,
Okay.
Like, if nobody's there, you ring it to get somebody's attention.
Ding, ding, ding.
Cordelia sees it. Bam, 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 bam. Just starts slapping it.
I'm going to take
Quick as
2
I
steps to the
fail.
side and just wait to see what her response and or punishment is.
I am going to follow Orthronus.
And you narrowly escape the fireball that blast. I'm kidding.
Turns out that wasn't the bell, that was the activation switch. And she falls down a trapdoor.
Oh, the lever, crouch. I'm sorry.
Classics. Classics for a reason.
You you ring it for a good solid, probably 10 seconds of ringing before you get a reply of any sort. But you do see after a few moments a man actually kind of step into view in this booth. Oh yeah, coming. Yeah, let me sit down on here and you see this man step into view. You see him in this sort of relatively professional looking gear, collared shirt with a vest over top, what appear to be some pretty baggy pants, this sort of worker's cap. Othronus and Celia, you've probably seen these before in the fashions of various dock workers or city workers. Cordelia probably less so.
It looks like a good working class gentleman.
Working class gentleman. Goggles. Yeah, goggles are wrapped around his neck, kind of hang loosely. And he kind of says, "Oh yeah, what can I help you with? No event right now, but there will be one later tonight."
So my friends and I, we were curious, what all is on for entertainment? Who's up?
Oh, for the show tonight, or
Yeah,
what do you mean?
but who's on for the show tonight? And do you have any openings, per chance?
Don't know the name of the mage tonight. No openings there though. They're gonna have a performance. Nice and pretty. But yeah, they're kind of booked in for that troop's booked in for the show tonight. But I mean, what sort of are you looking to host an event in the future? Do you have a troupe? Do you have an act that you do, or are you meaning some sort of contest?
I was under the impression that people got into gladiatorial type confrontations here.
Oh yeah, from time to time. We tend to try and rotate. The big spectacles are typically fewer and far. Yeah, we have some stuff from time to time. Gladiatorial combat's not booked for another month, but there is a race coming up in 5 days. Kind of brings forward the sign that Celia you had seen before, and kind of points out this grand race. There are events, to be clear, there's also events listed throughout the week of various types. It looks like this is alongside an arena for big events, such as gladiatorial combats and this race of some kind. It looks like illusion shows, various acts and performances, as well as various types of just forums, like discussions and talks of various types are hosted here. Yeah, that's the next big one. You looking to sign up?
Oh, perhaps. And she'll turn back to you. Athronis and Celia.
We're now
Do you
10
know
feet
space?
away.
Are those your friends?
Celia is looking anywhere but at
Believe it or
Cordelia.
not, yes. Well, she'll scuttle up to you guys. So we need proof of a grand triumph. Should this be it?
You talking to this
No,
person?
no. Listen, that's easy. Easy as pie talking, but should we host a challenge? Would that be our grand triumph?
God. I'm sorry, I just thought
Who's your participant?
if we found out about this place early that we could issue challenges, I could totally see the old Cordelia calling out Silas.
You think it's less for, duels and stuff like that, more like shows and various types of entertainment? It looks like there's
But I mean,
ways
like,
of
call them out for an
finding
actual, like, shouting match. Just the guns don't come out till the very end, but they just start arguing
Just-
about what happened.
They
Just
have a
yo
rap
mama
battle.
jokes.
Your mama jokes, like, you try to force me to marry. It just becomes a drama that people eventually adapt, thinking that it's a play, but it's just them, like, hashing out the backstory.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, there are theatrical performances as well that do happen from time to time here, it seems.
Interesting.
I mean, if you're a circus, and I'm looking at Celia, ever wanted to make some
Actually,
extra cash
Celia,
for
roll
the
history
show,
check.
here's probably a place to do it.
Hello, what check?
Celia?
What was
Did
that
it happen
check?
again? Oh, a history check.
Oh, history. History. 19.
19. Yeah, no, you... Most of the time you were, when you came through Waterdeep, you were doing street performances or a performance, at a place that had been set up specifically for you. There was once or twice, though, that you didn't enter through here. You had a different route in. You didn't have quite the same experience getting in here. But you do vaguely remember this stadium. More so from the inside. You have performed here.
Would I think there would be anything that would be considered like a proof of triumph for performing here, or is it mainly the contests?
Overcoming stage fright.
You just gotta show up to the vault with a good attitude.
Like, this
Just
triumph
go
is
for the vault.
really vague. I mean,
that helps us.
will it accept multiple
You get the
answers?
sense. You get the sense that it's looking for physical evidence. And yeah, no.
Yeah, this
Fantasy
vault is now
loves-
PSI, come on.
Fantasy loves vagueness.
Mm.
Isn't
Well,
that right, Crystal?
listen. So, what if a great triumph was getting over stage fright, and you just got like a whole bunch of written reviews, and presented that to this lock or gate or whatever to get the treasure?
Okay, that's
We'll accept
wonderful.
it.
However,
We say present to gate, but like there's actually just three different, like a gnome, a gnome, a half orc, and a Goliath. They're all just in fancy suits, and they're expecting each of the keys. Just judge them.
you also are saying that like Celia gets stage fright.
Right. No, I
That's
was
the
just
thing,
like
you have to-
being
I assumed that was about
hypothetical.
Cordelia. I didn't think she was about Celia because she has like the opposite of stage fright. She'll pull people into the performance.
Yeah, in order to overcome stage fright, you have to have stage fright.
Yeah.
And shame.
Like I don't have stage fright. Like, I don't have stage fright. Stage is afraid of me. Also, I disagree. You don't need shame for that.
Embarrassing. Kind of shame.
Yeah, you can be embarrassed without being shamed.
I guess it kind of depends on what you're afraid of. I mean, you could not be shameful, but you could just be afraid that like everybody in the crowd is going to beat you up because you had a bad performance.
Mhm.
I mean, like, I'd be terrified if I was in front of a crowd because they were a bunch of like centaurs and are prone to like just stampede, and I'm kind of like the only target. So like, I'd be afraid of that. I'm not gonna like, I'm still gonna perform and do fun, but it's definitely in my head. If these guys stampede, I'm probably not gonna make it.
So, are you looking to sign up for the race?
Maybe.
What
Hold on,
kind
please.
of race? But wait! Before anything, what kind of race? Do we need a horse? Is this on foot? Is this with carts?
Listen, if this is a horse race,
Uh,
I got this, y'all.
Chariot, actually.
Cherry off! Cue the Ben-Hur music. Frick yeah.
Yeah, we actually, me and the head artificer here are actually working on getting a chariot set up. There's
No way.
the contestants get to select a couple of options, and you're welcome to bring your own or buy things or make things or just your own skills, bring them in. It is, and he kind of like puts his hands together. It's like it is a bit of a death race, but don't worry, the city does fund revives.
Ooh. Listen,
your
I did a
deposit.
mini chuck wagon race one with a pony when I was a kid.
Okay, I need to ask, what's the
You do
exact policy? Like, does each person like get their own? How is it done? Like, is it a specific spell or?
So everybody puts in a deposit, and if you live, you get your deposit back.
What's the deposit?
100 gold.
100 gold.
What about the winner?
Uh,
What's the winner get?
the winning team gets a portion of the proceeds from the event. Typically, depending on the turnout, that's going to be typically about 2,000 for the whole team, winning team. Could be slightly higher. Typically, it won't be lower. And then also, if you
Quick
Do we get a-
question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, do we get any kind of any proof of our triumph? A ribbon, an award per se?
Yeah.
Trophy.
No, typically the crowd ends up taking the victors to the House of Heroes around the corner, and there they give a trophy.
Ooh, that sounds pretty
That's
triumphant.
That's cool. So, if I could just, not to get too technical into it, but you said the city's going to fund the revival, assuming we've paid the entrance fee and everything in case. If the unfortunate should happen and one of us was to die, I ask what specific method they'd be using?
That's a bit above my pay grade. I'm sorry. I don't know the spells. I tinker, but I'm not exactly.
No, yeah, I get that. Would you happen to know anyone who would? Just curiosity, because it turns out some people are special needs with certain things.
Oh, I think the spell only works if it's like less than like an hour or something. Less than like 10 minutes maybe.
I gotta double check. Because I hear that they have to like use some really expensive components, like just to use that stuff. That's why I hear it's like that's why it costs so much. It's not just the magic. It's like they gotta fork over. I think it was gold or silver or diamonds or something. I don't know,
Something like that.
ridiculous. Yeah, and I gotta ask because I had this very weird kind of situation with that where like it only works if you put said material in my pockets and then perform the spell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I could get you in talks with somebody about that. If that's actually, that sounds, admittedly, that does sound kind of fake.
I mean, here's the thing. If I'm dead and they do that and I don't come back to life, I don't see what I gain. I don't see what I would gain from that.
I mean, again, you're kind of barking up the wrong tree here, my dude.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just explaining it so like it didn't sound so weird, because I've seen people, and they have that same reaction, and I get it. Like, why would you put the thing that you need to use the magic on, not with the person casting the spell, but on the person who's died?
I mean, I have seen it happen before, and I'm pretty sure, like, when I see it, I've seen it at a distance, like, whatever they're holding, like, disappears, turns into dust.
I know, it gets consumed.
In the air.
It's a weird thing where, like, it disappears. Sometimes it goes into the person to bring it back. Sometimes it just poofs. But for some people, it's weird with some people.
Pretty sure it still happens whether it's in your pocket.
No, yeah, but I think for me, the closer it is to like my body, preferably like in my clothes, it works better.
Hey, he's kind of like glaring. It's like, I don't really believe you, but I mean, okay.
Look, if I'm wrong, I'll be dead. So
I guess you would be, yeah.
That's the punchline. I know this. I get how this sounds. But I will literally be dead if it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, that would be pretty bad for you, I guess.
Yeah.
That is, I mean,
I
do think that
definitely.
I do think that there are a few things that you got to sign if you want to, do this.
No, yeah. But I'll definitely check in with that and see what's up.
I recommend trying not to die in the first place. But, stuff happens. So, did you want to look into signing up? It is up to 4 people on a team, if you're interested in that.
Well, what do you think? Sounds like a pretty good option for Triumph.
We don't have to find the 4th right now, but that's kind of if you have somebody in mind, just send them over here.
Sorry, got called away.
Oh yeah. This guy has let you know that it is up to 4 people.
Okay, so we'd need a 4th now, and just hear me out, because I know he's still recovering. Maybe Zan?
Now this is pod racing.
What? It's just that R2 like scream sound effect. I'm gonna try and do it with my voice. That would just sound really weird.
Now, we could try that, but that's not our only option. I'm just saying that's one of the first ones that comes to mind. Got Zan. We could also ask someone else. Who knows? We know people.
You know a number of people that can fight.
Also, because we need someone who actually knows how to drive the race, how to actually drive a chariot, decently well. I think I could handle defense if someone jumps onto ours and tries to, take us out. I believe we've got our own lovely little fire starter. I, do Celia a nice pat on the back. So, take people out at range and, close up if they get too close.
I can drive.
One more. We've got our driver / sharpshooter. If possible, we could just find someone who knows. I don't know. What else will we need?
So I sent a meme about this yesterday, but I've been thinking about this. I mean, honestly, past couple. We didn't have a game last week, but I have cooked up some rules for this and mechanics for how this is going to work. I'll share some of that, and I'll still probably work on this because, as a side note, you do see that this is in game. This is going to be 5 days away still, so you can get things set up. And he did mention that each team gets a couple of options to build their cart from. And you can go in and kind of select from a handful of options. We can do some of that today, and then some of that we'll probably save for between sessions right before this. That way we're not doing all this.
I gotta ask the guy, what is the win condition? Do we need to be like the first one across the finish one, the last one standing? Because we could survive like in a fight if this turns into a fight, but if we're not the first one across the finish line.
Yeah, so it's the first team to cross the finish line after 3 laps, and you could do it on your own cart. But you could also potentially, if it works out this way, you can claim another cart if you take over their cart and there's no other people on there from that team. So you can also win by there have been a few cases of people winning on somebody else's cart.
Now, just to clarify, what if you're claiming someone else's cart but your own is still active? Because you know multiple people.
Yeah, you can claim another one and potentially have potentially you could have up to 4 carts all at once. But if you're that far along, you're probably gonna either win through some other means. And yeah, it's either first one across the finish line or potentially last people standing.
Okay, I have an idea. We need to buy a bunch of oil, slippery stuff, and we need to buy some jars. Have this beautiful idea where whatever 4th person we pick, and all 4 of us steal the other carts from everyone else, and we finish the race. All of us in like our own carts, and just perfect victory.
That's probably going to be easier said than done, admittedly, but I mean, could be a cool idea.
Well, I've got a boat. We can use it as a base. I think we can all fit into that.
Are we going to pimp my ride this boat?
So, admittedly, it is, and yeah, I mean, if you're wanting to get set up, I can take you guys down to the garage, and we can start getting your setup going.
Ooh.
You guys
Shall we?
want to do that? You guys ready for that, or think you can still sign up for a couple days?
Because we could sign up in a few days, but like, is there a limit to how many people can do this? Or can we just wait until the last minute? But then we'll have like hardly any prep time.
There is a maximum number, but I think we're still a ways away. Typically, we don't. But I think the sign-ups do conclude the day prior, 4 days from now. Though I'd recommend if you have like any custom orders or something like that, probably want to get that in at least 2 days before.
Sooner
better.
Probably.
Yeah, we have some base equipment for you, and then you can request additional items to be added or things to be done, though that is at your own coin, at your own expense. And there are some regulations about like how big you can make your vehicle and how many steeds you can have racing it, and materials and whatnot. Also, definitely should say this big rule: nothing that goes and attacks or hurts the crowd.
Right.
Okay, so we can't summon a bunch of devils. Darn.
That also means keep your fireballs away from the crowd, Celia.
I don't know if she responded to the matter. I thought I saw her name flash for a second.
Yeah, I saw her name light up. I see it.
Oh
lighting
no,
up
is it again?
Is it happening again?
Oh no. It's again.
It's again. Damn, I wonder if there's anything else we missed her saying.
Oh no.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
Did your your sound get turned off again or something?
Check if the button's stuck. That sometimes happens.
Celia!
Okay, now maybe.
Hey,
Yes.
there she is.
Hey. Hey.
I was saying so much again.
Twice in a
No.
row. Damn.
So sorry.
Every once in a while, maybe just like check in and make sure that we're responding to you.
Even if it's just to slap one of
Sorry.
us.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anything you wanted to? Any questions you had that I ignored because I didn't hear it, or anything you wanted to notably point out that he's doing?
I don't know.
Anything you'd like to
don't know.
retroactively say?
Assume. I'm
Or
just
say
going to
now.
assume she had her own like sassy comment.
She's just been like posing this entire time, being as
So-
dramatic as possible.
I know one thing I wanted to ask, and I just thought you guys were just talking over me, and I was like, oh, they probably didn't hear me.
Sorry. Yeah, we didn't hear you.
Delia,
Yeah?
are you, like, do you really know how to drive a chariot, or are you just saying that you know how to drive a chariot?
Listen, I did
Do
a
you know how
mini
to drive a
chuck wagon
horse?
race once as a kid, and I lived on a farm. I knew about horses, well, ponies, little ones, because you know. But how much more difficult can a full size horse be? You know, for speed and leg length and everything. I mean, just put me up there
Okay.
just a little bit higher. Give me a little crate to stand on in the chariot. I could do it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Okay, no. The
No?
answer you should have given was no.
But I did a mini chuck wagon race as a kid. That counts.
That
No.
is what you said it is. That is not what we have signed up for.
I think
Listen,
Celia
kids
does
almost
an actual
broke
face palm.
their arms and almost lost limbs in this race. It was pretty cutthroat.
I'm not saying you didn't have a mini death race. I'm just saying this is now a not so mini death race. And unless we build our chariot, you know, specifically how you know how to drive it, you may have some difficulties.
Exactly.
Depending on if
That's
this
why
is
we
the
built it.
one or two massive horse to pull these things that, if aren't properly controlled, will possibly fling you off it. Like, the reins go both ways.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
You know, I'm just gonna throw this out there. What if we just watch the chariot race and, you know, see who wins? And then whatever happens to them afterwards is, you know, whatever happens to them afterwards.
Look, all I'm saying,
But we don't win that way.
We don't need to win.
We don't need to win. We need proof of a triumph. No one said it had to be ours. And if that champion just so happens to receive like a night of, you know, constant drinks, maybe some music and dancing, and they misplace that proof of triumph for like a few days, it happens. But people still recognize them as champion, and will still be like telling stories about them and probably buying them drinks every once in a while as well. So they'll get over
They'll be
it.
fine.
Buying them drinks at Troll Skull Manor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly. We'll say
So
that we saw it, and you know
steal
what?
their award.
No.
No one said
What?
anything about stealing.
Julia,
What
Julia,
was that?
what is this? What is this obsession with thievery you've suddenly developed?
Yeah, Cordelia, this is uncalled for.
Are you guys good? Good, because it kind of sounds like you're a regular Black Viper.
Black Viper,
That
that
is
sounds
what-
cool.
Viper.
Ridiculous. That is ridiculous for a few reasons. One, There's 3 of us. And as so far as the rumors say, there's only 1 of them. But that could be a ruse. That could be an entire team.
She
We
also
don't know. We
supposedly came
honestly
back from the
don't.
dead.
That's true. Oh God, what if she's like? What if she's actually just been an elf the whole time? And they just live super long, right?
Or like a lich.
You know,
Oh, an
Hiding
elf
out
lich.
somewhere.
you know, and this guy actually kind of like leans in and like kind of looks from side to side and like kind of puts a hand kind of block his this from being like heard by anybody else, even though there's nobody else nearby. I heard in paper she might be the long lost identical evil twin sister, Amalia Castellan.
Oh,
But, you know,
Oh.
wait.
I
Okay,
don't.
there's another rumor going around, but I don't know if you've heard this one. It says this is actually the dynasty of the lone survivor of a rogue guild. Supposedly something happened and they were abolished, like burned down and everything, and this is their way of getting back at the city.
I mean, I'm pretty sure thievery is already abolished.
Yeah, but not always. There was a time where it was a recognized trade. Still kind of is. It's just not legal. But supposedly, somewhere deep in the history of Waterdeep, they smashed that for good. Because it was never legally, but I gotta understand. This wasn't they took down what was once a credible organization. No, these were bad guys.
I don't think it is, but I don't know enough about Waterdeep's history, admittedly.
Again, this is just a rumor I heard. But supposedly, a long time ago, there was a thieves guild. Oh, not a thief. Well, yeah, no, kind of like a thieves guild. But it was completely off books. They were stealing from everybody. The city eventually found it and tried to take it out, abolish it completely. There was a lone survivor, and that's who started the original Black Viper.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know enough about Waterdeep's history to refute that, really.
I don't either. For all I know, this is just somebody's drunken, fever dream. But, you hear some interesting rumors down at Troll Skull.
Yeah.
Also at the Yawning Portal.
Yeah, no. I never been brave enough to go and venture to the Yawning Portal. That place attracts some weird types, from what I know.
Oh, not just that. I once saw some people who were trying to go down to the actual into the well. It's they were, I think, immediately killed or something because one of them just shot right back up and said just no and left.
Yeah, no, that I mean sounds on par with stories I've heard as well. Yeah, no, not my cup of tea.
Anyway, thank you for your time and thanks for the information.
Well, did you want to
so-
go and talk to the head artificer about building a truck and getting signed up, or are you? Yeah, you made
Let's
some weird
find
comments
out.
about. Oh, okay.
Well, we're gonna go over, have a little meeting over there, just pointing to a good 20, 30 feet away, and we will get back to you as soon as we can.
Quick question before we do though. This prize that the winners get, this trophy or whatever it is that they win for succeeding. No, the trophy or ribbon or whatever it is that they are granted. What is it? What does it look like? Can you show it to me?
I mean, if you're asking if I haven't won any of these competitions, but I think they make it they change the design fairly regularly, but most of the time, I think the last one a couple months ago was looked like a cup with wings. I think they're changing it for this one.
Oh, who makes them?
Do you remember who won the cup with things? Do you remember?
I'm sure I could find out. Again, you guys are talking. You did talk about stealing, and now you're going and having a huddle over there. I feel
no one talked about
Who
stealing
said
except for
anything
her.
about stealing? My God.
She did. He points at Cordelia. She talked about stealing.
We don't know
And we
her.
reprimanded her. Is that
Listen,
horrible
when I
of you?
say steal, I'm being hyperbolic. hyperbolic. That's
She
the
meant
word.
like stealing the
Hyper-
victory away from the competition.
Like when I say steal, I mean like I'm gonna steal this little bag of chips. Like when I'm in the
No.
kitchen,
No,
like
none of
out of
that
somebody,
That,
out of
no,
somebody's
None of
snack.
that
no.
either. None
Like-
of that either.
That's so-
Cordelia,
like-
no.
Are you the one who's been stealing the chips from the
Inconsequential.
kitchen?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I was wondering why we were always out.
Especially the barbecue ones.
So I'm gonna say somebody make a deception check, and I think with everybody talking like this, I'm gonna say it's both the help action and hindering. So just roll a straight check.
Woo!
Who wants to do it?
I mean, I'm doing this silly bluffing, so I've walked us into a corner.
Oh, boy.
Deception. Not perception. Okay, 14. That's just straight.
14. Let me. This guy's side roll would be.
He's
I
awfully observant. I wasn't expecting that from a lackey here.
Who you call him a lackey?
It's like we're having this conversation like right in front of his booth that we just got him back like attention on, and we moved like 10 feet away, and we were not whispering at all.
I mean, I think you said literally he said something, and then you talked about stealing like during the part of the conversation where you were talking directly to him.
No. I was talking to Othronus and Celia about that.
Right in front of
Because
him.
we were contemplating what it means by obtaining a proof of triumph.
He kind of like rolls his eyes because I did roll for it. Just don't steal anything, but you guys are. I mean, I got other stuff to do. Ring the bell again, I guess. Once you made up your mind on whether you're gonna keep going with getting in this race.
All right, thank you, Mr. Man.
Zap.
Zap?
Zap.
Oh.
Like a mixture of Zach and Bath.
Okay.
Zap.
Nice. Well, thank you, Mr. Zath. You've been very helpful.
Yeah, let me know, and I can get you in contact with the caretaker of the Field of Triumph once made up your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, and he slips away, leaving the sign that has the information on the events a bit more in view, but yeah, he has disappeared out of sight.
Out of sight, out of mind, but not out of earshot. So let's keep those whispers.
Sounds good.
So, do we want to participate in this race, or do we want to wait to see who wins? Maybe take them out for some drinks, butter them up, see if they're willing to part with it, or if they're drunk enough to not notice it going missing forever.
I mean, it would be easier to just tail whoever wins. Especially
Possibly,
since
we
we don't have anyone who can drive a chariot.
I ain't gonna go
No,
into the skin.
Cordelia, we do not have anyone that can drive a chariot.
Listen, I said I wasn't gonna say anything, so you're the one that brought it up. Mm-hmm. She's looking a little salty that y'all have insulted her potential unproven skill.
A theoretical unproven skill.
Theoretically
Okay.
unproven.
What if we make our fourth someone who can drive one of these chariots?
Well,
Do you
Paul
know
might be here
anyone?
soon.
I'm sorry, you both spoke at the same time. I couldn't hear.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you know anyone that can drive a chariot?
I mean, we can definitely ask.
Papa's gonna be here in a few days.
Does he know how to drive a chariot?
He can do anything. He's legendary.
That's not an answer.
Yes,
That's
it
a
is.
statement. It's a statement. I need a yes or no answer.
Statement could be an answer. I answered you
Not-
with a statement.
To my yes and no question,
Mm-hmm.
and it was incorrect.
So we don't have anyone that can drive a chariot.
Yet. The question is, do we want? We should also just, ask around. It wouldn't take us that long. Just, put some feelers out. I mean, if this competition has happened before, there's probably some people, tried their hand at it. Some may be terrible, some might not be.
Question, what time of day is it right now?
It's probably a little past midday. You think that probably it might be appropriate after whatever ends up happening here, might be appropriate to get lunch. If you're inclined to eat.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I was like, how hungry are we?
Well, we had a giant breakfast, so
We
maybe not
did, but it's
terribly.
also almost noon, and I get very, very hungry.
So a little past, I'd say.
Athronus is a growing boy.
It's
Far past growing.
growing, grown.
Essentially out.
Well then, what's the next place we should scope out other than food?
Are you still in the that kind of entryway, that like hallway near the ticket booth, or have you kind of gone in and stepped out?
I think we're kind of walking away from there as we go.
You'll agree, or do you think that you're still standing?
No, I think we're leaving the booth for now. We could come back if you want to join officially, but I think Celia's leaning on the fence of absolutely not.
Quick, you know what we didn't ask? What stops us from joining other teams? Just make multiple teams.
We can. If
You
you
would
can
also
find
have
enough
to-
people for that.
And you'd also
Yeah.
have to find somebody that let you just take the trophy.
'Cause that's the thing. If it's a team of 4, who gets the trophy?
The team?
But who decides who actually keeps the thing?
Suppose they decide that maybe the driver does it. They're the one kind of in control. I imagine they'd be the leader.
Maybe, but we never know. For all we know, that could be an argument you could have if they don't talk about it first.
Hmm.
I've seen that Three Stooges episode.
Go ahead and roll a history check, just out of curiosity. And this is anybody who wants to do this.
History. Okay.
Hmm. 7.
That's wow. Okay. 16.
Better.
23.
Oh, it's even better. So Cordelia, you're not entirely certain. You've had events, but I don't think anything like this where it would come up. Something like this would come up. But Thronis and Celia, you know that this will partially depend on the group on competitions like this and how it might be divvied up. But generally, if it's not like displayed in an area, if this isn't like a team that like regularly competes in competitions like that would, have it collectively. Typically, it would either be, if it is that, and they don't share, they'd like rotate. They'd typically rotate who would, this trophy goes to this person, this trophy goes to this person, this person, for each, consecutive victory. Though You do know that if it is just like a one and done sort of thing, typically it might go based off of if there's a cash prize. If somebody wants the trophy, they would then have to take a reduction in their cut of some kind.
Makes sense.
In a case-by-case basis of like how much that would be.
Okay.
Gold, then maybe it's like I'll do
Yeah, I get that.
50 and like everybody gets a 5 or something out.
So, Cordelia, you said the driver would get the trophies. So you'd be cool taking like a third of the prize money while we divvy it up.
Yeah.
That third for us.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole team thing, but I imagine the driver's like the leader. Between a team, at least.
Since you're all kind of on this street, kind of figuring out what to do, everybody roll a perception check.
Oh god, this is where the 100 comes in. This is where the thing comes in. We're gonna die. Oh yeah, no. My sixth sense is just I'm like head on a swivel for no reason at all. That was a natural one.
You know what? I was not far behind you. That was a 2 on the dice for a total of 9.
Wait, do I have a plus to perception? I do.
I
3,
got a
so
4.
That was a 4. 4.
A 4, a 4, and a
We
9.
don't notice that the former
Yeah.
champion, like the former champion walks by thinking, too bad I don't have a team anymore. I'd love to race one more time. Oh well, and just walks past us.
I'd love to do what you don't see sort of thing, but since you're like still in the area and like not moving on definitively to something else, it's like I feel like that would just be like kind of hurt. Like it would be really hard for you guys, so I'm not going to say anything. But
Just
there is-
wait
I'll say
for us.
there's
Wait
something
for
you're
us to choose
forgetting
to go
about.
somewhere else.
Something like that.
Just wait for us to go somewhere else and tell us what we could have done better.
Potentially. But I'll let you guys get back into your discussion then. It's just such a funny mental image in my head.
We just missed Cordelia's dad, like waving his hands, asking for help before he gets dragged back into the shadows.
Oh no. Dad! Well, what was it? Well, I guess we don't get to know.
Unfortunately, nope. We are too busy discussing the chariot races.
Well, time to get kidnapped.
Time to get bagged like Mincy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, I just rolled something else. Okay, yeah. The dice are not with you guys right now.
Oh god, are we about to? This is about to be combat, isn't it?
So, what would you guys like to do at this point?
Hmm.
All right, do you guys want to just go get something to eat and just think about what could have happened?
Let's hope in getting something to eat that we don't get too sidetracked. But
Or we
yeah.
don't regret not taking some specific action?
Mm-hmm. Listen,
I'm
I'm sure there
sorry.
will be consequences.
We just missed Nyla.
So,
Was
Okay.
actually a professional chariot racer.
how did you know?
She's actually sponsored a team before, and like we could totally join it.
So, there are, many restaurants in the Sea Ward or the North Ward that you could go to, or if you want to go to one while you're like on the way to somewhere else, you want to declare where you're going. You're also decently close to the restaurant that you went on with the date of Renaissance.
Oh yeah, that was a nice one. It was good food.
No worries.
2 or 3. I think 3. 3 or 4.
Yeah, literally a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Literally
one of
like
those
months back.
funny things about D&D about how, like, in real world it's like over half a year, I think, or something along.
And then we
those
time
lines.
skip 3 months in a day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, that was actually between session. I mean, it was actually in. Did it?
Yeah, because like remember the last session, we time skipped for 3 months, and then boom,
Yeah, and then when
And
we
then we
started
waited
back up, we kind of rolled back the clock a bit, and then got back to that time.
yeah, we rolled back the clock, and then boom, 3 months later.
So we did the 3-month scan in 2 sessions. We jumped 3 months, the same 3 months twice. Kind of.
We needed to get people's perspectives from different angles.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Let's go to the restaurant and see if our unobservant nature comes back to bite us.
Are you wanting to go back to the same restaurant that you went to before?
Yeah, guys, let me get in here on your third date special spot. Or let me be your third wheel on your
We did not. I don't think I would have told you this is where we had the dates.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, let's go to this restaurant. Are you planning on going there though?
Do you think we could keep? Do you think the shop people recognize us?
Well, we are pretty hard to forget.
That you are.
Okay. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that at all. I swear to God, if we walk in there and Tamperi's on like the table opposite us.
I'm setting the entire place on fire.
Yeah, that's about right. Like I'm thinking, what could be so bad? Like, oh, there's so many people we can technically run into that would make this a problem.
So, as you are walking towards the restaurant, roll me another perception check, everybody, and let's just say, for simplicity's sake, let's make this one with advantage.
Okay. Ooh, nat 20.
Ooh. Good, I rolled a 5.
Nat 20 on
With
Cordelia.
advantage.
My spidey senses are tingling now.
Hold on, I could do math. 23.
Nice.
Okay. 9 and then a 12, so 15.
Nice. And then you said it was only a 23, Celia?
Yeah, just a 23.
And then Cordelia, what was your total?
Let's see. I just saw 20. I didn't think to add the total. 21.
All right. Yeah. A nat 20, you're gonna see it.
You catch a mirror and see everything around you.
You see the false hydra, and then you forget about it. I'm kidding.
Oh no.
Come here.
God.
I'm kidding.
There's nothing more horrible than those words.
And then forget about it again would be worse.
No, the worst is finding evidence, like a diary of a person, and then you realize what happened to them. When they tell you about people they can no longer forget, but they have belongings or portraits or like messages from.
Yeah, pretty bad. As you begin walking up towards the way that you would go to get to the restaurant is actually kind of crossing back roughly the way you came near the House of Inspired Hands. Not quite there. You all do kind of catch, now that you've got a better angle on it, a building that it sounds like none of you would have been to at this point in time, because I don't think this is your MO. But one that you do recognize the name of. You see a temple over here. Grand and tall. It would be similar in description to many sort of Roman temples. Tall pillars, wide halls, very decorated. And let me actually pull up stuff so I actually saying this all properly. You see this temple looks to be the god Tempest. The Lord, actually, yeah, no. Roll religion check it.
Religion.
Yeah.
7.
7, fair.
14.
Surveys. That's another natural one. It's definitely not like Bahamut.
No,
Definitely
That's
not.
the best I can do. That's the best I can do.
So, you both recognize Celia and Othronus. You don't really recognize too much. You get that this is probably the building that that fellow from before was referring to, the House of Heroes. Seems to be a temple of some sort. Cordelia, you actually you recognize this, not because you're probably too familiar with this god, though what you do know with a 14 is that it's Tempest, the Lord of Battles, and the god of competition, it seems like, alongside various other battles, triumphs, and heroism.
Oh.
You recognize it because you remember hearing back when you were a kid, probably not too young, but years ago. Remember hearing in passing that Theo was actually, and his party was actually getting a statue to kind of commemorate their triumphs. That was going to get put in here.
No way. We gotta check this out, y'all. What was the name of this god? Sorry, I was typing in my notes.
Tempest.
Tempest.
Tempus.
Okay. And she'll just look at Celia and Othronus. Y'all, my grandpa told me about this place. He said that they were maybe getting something, a statue to commemorate them. Suppose that's triumphant enough? And she'll give them like an eyebrow boink boink raise.
I mean, is that the proof of triumph, or is that just the statue?
Well, if somebody took the time to make a whole dang statue, I'd say that's meant something noteworthy went down.
Celebration and a
Suggestion
gesture.
we steal the statue.
Listen. If it commemorates the Barmans, which I am the next generation of, surely they don't mind if we borrow it or something, or... We can
Cordelia,
ask.
you do know that this is not. It is not the sole item in there, and that I would say with a 14, you'd still know. You know more about God than this temple. You kind of heard this temple in passing, but you do know that it. What you did hear about it is that it holds statues in honor or items or histories of various heroes and great athletes and competitors from across the realm.
So, what do you think? We could find something in there. Unless you two lovebirds want to go off to lunch. And leave me all alone here to check this out.
You know what? That sounds like a wonderful idea, actually.
Oh no.
Now that you mention it.
You know what? This is your.
I'm sorry, Michael. This was
This
not
is
my
your-
intention.
I mean, you're
This is
also
obviously very Like, this is very personal. It's to do with your family. We won't interfere. We will wait for you at that establishment when you're finished. Come back in like an hour or so if you can. If not, take all the time you need. But if you get done early, just give us like an hour or so to finish our lunch. Good luck. Remember, don't wait for the cops this time, because you can't afford another bill.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to share in the triumphs of my family lineage and grow in your knowledge of my personal history there by becoming a very close and knowledgeable friend.
Oh, glad to understand.
You can also do one
Cordelia,
and come back and do the other.
We don't need to go in there for that to happen. You will tell us regardless. Because you love sharing about your family that you're very proud of, that's done so many amazing things. I remember you telling me about all the great things your father and grandfather did. They even made plays about it. So I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to hear about this rich history. And so while you go and reacquaint yourself with
again.
And while you go and reacquaint yourself with it, we're gonna go get some food.
I'm gonna roll something here to see if Cordelia can maybe pick up on the somewhat passive aggressive subtext here. Let's see.
Does she roll a 1?
No, that's a 16. That's not too bad for Cordelia.
Should we roll a deception or a persuasion to see if we can get her to believe this?
Maybe deception?
Would you like to roll this, or should I?
You're doing most of the talking. I feel like it's only right for you to roll it.
Alright. You want to give me advantage?
I sure do,
I think this would be more you're rolling together and not giving advantage. I think
okay, so
I'm
each
gonna
roll.
roll this.
Oh yeah, we both roll. It's time for some deception.
No, I'll say probably one roll. I'm thinking for whoever's leading the forefront of this, which I think would probably be Othronus.
Okay. All right. Okay, straight roll, no advantage.
Unless you have something else to grant it.
I mean, not that I can think of. I'm double check my that all I have is a. I really got to remember that next time, though. I have a potion of fire breathing now, and that is like a dream come true. Okay.
Did you get that one as well from the? Oh wait, no, that was.
No, that was one of the other. So that is a dirty 20.
Woo.
Wow.
Again, how I rule this is just because you beat it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not still suspicious. This is partially on how you want to rule this, Cordelia. Given the roles in mind.
Yeah. Everything I've told you is true. but you can very much tell that we're trying to let you. You've essentially talked yourself into going alone when you gave the suggestion, and he's doing everything in his power to say, like, see, you've already decided. You are free to go. We will not disagree with you. You have spoken. Go ahead.
And Cordelia, she'll just at first she'll be like, "Oh, all right," and then wait.
We're
Now,
already walking away.
but wait, I thought that if I'm being too much, all right, enjoy your date.
Together.
I think this is the first time she's been sad of us going on a date.
Yeah.
Then Cordelia will look at the temple. Then she's gonna shrug her rifle into her hands and just like look at it. I've been doing nothing but bragging up family when I've contributed nothing to this legacy. I don't even deserve you, Lorraine. You're too good for me, darling.
Oh.
Celia, I'll promise wait. Just gonna like
I'm just gonna whisper to Celia before she comes back in earshot. So close, so close.
Damn it. Okay.
Celia, I'll promise. I'm so sorry. I've been an absolute braggart. And well, that ain't right. I haven't done well. Heck, nothing to be proud of, really. I've gotten arrested for Pete's sake. But
Now, just to clarify, you've told us the truth on multiple occasions about your family. I don't consider that being a braggart unless you've been doing it non-stop 24/7 to random people when we weren't looking. I think you've handled yourself pretty well.
you sure? Because
Like I said, unless you've been like shoving that in people's faces 24/7 and then trying to make others feel lesser because they don't have what you have, it's you're doing much better than a lot of people. There are people who could take any piece of the legacy you've told us about and just be using that as an excuse to not do anything.
Celia. No, not Celia or Cordelia. Nyla.
I was like, excuse me?
Get the
I
names
was like,
mixed up.
wait. I was about to ask, like, wait, what's your legacy that we don't know about?
Wait, I don't have a legacy.
You've got.
Oh, you don't have a legacy, huh?
Gordula's
Yes.
gonna remove her hat and look up
Intimacy and
at
legacy are different.
Cordelia will remove her hat and look up at you guys. Well, the thing is, I don't mean to make all this about me and my folks and my family and all this. I guess maybe I'm oversharing. And, well, I guess I've always been a little much and not enough at the same time in certain areas. And well, y'all are just so cool and nice, and well, I don't want to overbear you. That's all.
Okay. While I agree with everything you've just said, there's a bunch you left out. So don't sell yourself short here.
Well, that said, I want to make sure y'all feel that I think that you're just as important, if not more important to me than me. If that makes any sense.
No, that's fine. And I'm honestly sorry if you felt like this only just now or haven't realized, but better or worse, we are a team.
Mm-hmm.
We own a
Which is
business,
why-
and we're helping. Well, we're helping multiple people. We're helping ourselves, and we're helping. Oh yeah, no, it's mainly ourselves. I'm trying to figure out what my point was. I know what my point was. Don't be ashamed or think you're not deserving of what you got. You're just starting out, and you have in fact contributed. You're a business owner, and you're literally helping out your parents and family with the situation at home. That's not nothing.
Yeah, but y'all are helping me, and so I want to help you.
You
and
have.
Since we are a team, I want y'all to be involved. So, I will come to lunch with you, and then we'll go to the temple.
You really tried.
I gotta. Okay, now hear me out, and this is just my idea. Why do we? I'm trying to. Hold on. This is my last shot to Smuggles. What if? I'm trying to remember. How far is the flower shop we went to go visit?
The flower shop was in the south or the southern ward. It's
A little far then.
yeah, it's a good ways away.
Darn. I was hoping to distract her with something. Yeah, no, I think it might help. It might be better for us to try and get some downtime first. Yeah, I tried. Can think of nothing that doesn't just sound like I'm sending her away. Part of me would honestly. Part of me wants to say, "Hey, what have you checked on Fala lately?" Just
I mean,
Cordelia, you're our biggest supporter, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to interfere with the relationship with Ronis and I have, right?
No, never.
There are
Not at all.
times when we need time to ourselves to bond. So maybe it may be beneficial if you go to the temple and kind of scope the place out a bit. Give us a bit of alone time, and she'll wink. And then we could meet up with you afterwards, if time allows.
Oh, I see. All right. I mean, a restaurant's an odd place for all that. And she'll just give you a saucy look, Celia. I got you, sister. I let you lovebirds to it. I will scout it out. I will not leave the temple. I will only go between the temple and to the restaurant. Nothing else. I will not get distracted otherwise.
If you hear the guards, if something happens, if there is a situation, guards are involved, do your best to stay out of trouble. Defend yourself if needed. Don't get arrested again, please.
I will endeavor not to.
That's the best we're going to get out of her, isn't it?
That's the best. That's as good as we're gonna get.
And with that, Cordelia will spin on her heels and back towards the temple. I tried, Michael. I tried to keep us together.
I don't want to twist your arms, but no, yeah. We'll, I think, check in with. I guess. Uncertain of how to proceed.
Well, we've got enough time to do one. Do we want to pop in with Celia and see how she explores her family temple?
Cordelia.
Is that where is she about to walk into a trap with her father?
Family temple.
I feel like that's way more interesting. Is her family temple?
Like,
statue and her family temple.
Her family temple.
Yeah.
Temple dedicated to her grandpa.
It's her family temple.
her
God.
temple.
Totally her
Just
family temple.
Skip the family. Just make it her temple. Yeah.
No. She even admitted she hasn't done anything yet. It's her family temple. One day,
Of
there may be a
when?
statue of Cordelia in there, but
Holding
Also,
her gun, aiming it directly at Silas, like his statue of Silas.
yes.
Also, I don't believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Heidi, but I don't believe your father's, like a grand hero or anything. He's
No.
mostly just
Your
kind of
grandfather, isn't it?
it's your
Mhm.
grandfather. Because I think
Yeah.
somebody mentions like your grandfather and your father. Somebody mentioned
Mhm.
earlier.
In Cordelia's eyes, her father is a grand hero.
I think that was
Yes.
you,
Oh, yeah.
Celia.
He does. I mean, he's managed to keep the farm together, keeping it growing.
He's a
I mean,
good
he's off
member
to
of
the
the
city
community.
to invest. Yeah, he's a
He's done a
stand-up man.
lot.
Norman Rockwell painting subject. Salt the earth. Pillar of America.
I mean-
God bless America, Eagle
mean-
Screech.
Silas waited to,
yeah.
hatch his schemes until after he had left.
Mm-hmm.
I have to imagine that your grandfather taught your father like how to handle himself. So I'm willing to bet he's got a few levels in there of like fighter or something that we just haven't seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna be the from what you'd call it. It's the bus scene. Damn it, I can't remember the name of the movie. One dude from Better Call Saul.
Huh.
Darn.
Which character?
It's the dad from Darn, why can't I remember the name of the movie? We literally had the meme a while back ago too.
In which channel?
I think it was the Hangout. That was a long time ago. He essentially just takes. He has a gun, but he just drops the bullets and just starts attacking a bunch of dudes on a bus.
Shang-Chi? I don't know how that connects to Better Call Saul.
No, it's the same actor from Better Call Saul, but it's not this show.
No, I mean, like, yes, I don't think there's any overlap in actors between Shang-Chi and Better Call Saul.
No, not Shang-Chi. It's
No, is it Neo? No, nothing in
no.
Better Call Saul. And it's gonna bug me now too.
No, damn it! Come on. Ah.
God. Guy who does. Can you like describe what they look like or anything else about their character in either movie?
I can do one better. I just gotta look up.
Anywho.
Sorry.
Oh, there it is. Okay, forever it took me. It's Nobody, the movie Nobody.
I do not know that movie.
Oh, it's a great movie if you haven't seen it.
And what's the character in Better Call Saul?
Yeah, it's the same actor who plays Saul Goodman. It's the same guy.
Okay, it's Saul himself. All right. All right. Yeah, I think let's hold off on Cordelia for the moment, and her adventure into the House of Heroes. Both Arnis and Celia, you have a bit of a walk to get back to that restaurant, but before long, you are there once again. There's still outdoor seating, though it does look like it's a bit colder out than last year here. There is a few stones actually sitting out that look to be inscribed with orange glowing runes that patrons are actually sitting near, and it looks like snow isn't sticking near there. Looks like they're providing some sort of warmth.
Huh. Nifty.
What do you like to do? I'm gonna be honest, if you guys want to just say that you order and then describe what you order and then go and have a conversation, that is also perfectly fine. I don't have anything prepped for you right now.
I'm trying to remember what we ordered last time. I remember you had something great for us.
Was it tacos?
I think it was something taco-like. You know what? If we want to end the session here, and then I can double check that between sessions.
We ordered a dish similar to what we got last time.
Yeah.
Summarize it like that.
Yeah. You want to do that?
Yeah, perfect.
We can like start a conversation now, and then like your food will come out at the beginning of next session or something.
That works.
We ordered fajitas.
Delicious.
Yum.
Steak, chicken, or dragon?
Dragon,
we
obviously.
got the mixed. We want the mixed platter. We had all of it.
Ooh. Splurging,
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Actually, you
Dragon-
know what? No. We
dragon
got a
meat-
molcajete, like a full one.
Yes. Mm.
Dragon would be insanely expensive.
Yeah, I can
Probably
imagine.
other stuff that would be good that could be substituted for fantasy monsters or creatures.
Mm.
I can only imagine how delicious some of them would be.
And now I'm just thinking about Dungeon Meshi again.
I gotta rewatch. I'm sorry. I gotta.
So, do you feel bad leaving her to herself?
No, this is a long time kind of coming. I think she's finally ready to stop trying to be the next member of her family and finally start being herself, which she really hasn't been doing a lot. Since we've met her, she's only introduced herself as her father's daughter, her grandfather's, granddaughter. She hasn't really tried to, be herself. At least not much.
True. This will be good for her. A chance to figure out what she wants to do as Cordelia, not as Cordelia Barman.
I think so, yeah. Plus, she's already got a pretty decent start. She's got her own business. Got her. I haven't been here that long. It's been a few months. But how are things with her and Father? I mean, open good.
How have things been going between Cordelia and Fala?
Minimal.
I think still the occasional contact, I believe what we just established, but nothing really developing any sort of relationship. It's kind of progressed.
So
They're really great friends.
Well, that's great. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, that's great. She's making friends, starting the business, helping us take down some cultists. She's coming into her own, and she'll finally, be able to stand out, for being herself. Not because of who she's related to.
So how long do you think it'll take before she gets herself in trouble?
I didn't want to put a bet on it, but that was a losing bet on its own. I want to give her at least until we get back.
I give it 1 hour
Okay.
before we see
So-
guards running over there.
An hour before we see guards running over there. I say until we get back, however long that'll take. What would you like to post on this bet? Any stakes you'd like to?
I laid
Place.
out the terms of the last bet we made. I think it's only fair that you get to ante up whatever you wish this time.
All right. No, just thinking. This is not. Oh, this was fun when we did it occasionally back in back in Baldur's Gate. Tell me, is there anything you have a particular aversion to? Just something you dislike doing, but you still can. It's just you'd avoid it if you can or prefer.
Yes.
Well, I have some of my own. A lovely little game we used to play where the loser had to usually just accompany doing the winners. It wasn't even something the winners liked doing, but they just knew the other one disliked. And that was in the hope that they would eventually curb whatever was that fear. Turns out Clive hates heights. He's fine going up tall places, but he really just hates it. That's mainly because he has, as of yet, to my knowledge, he has no way to save himself, and it's just been a natural fear of his. So whenever he lost, we'd always just go up to someplace high and let him get used to it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mine was always bar crawl, but I had to stick with water because I was the designated lookout.
Oh yes, I'm sure that was terrifying. Sobriety.
Hey, there are a lot of bars there, and they had some good stuff. And I just had to sit and wait. Sucked.
The torture.
Like you couldn't. Well, maybe you can imagine. I don't know.
So sobriety is what you are betting.
Well, no, it's the winner's choice to see what they want to do, and the winner usually does something that the one who lost tends to have an aversion to.
What would you have me do?
I'm trying to think because there are many things I know you have an aversion to. I myself tend to have my own aversions to them. I mean, I could flip this on his head and we can just do something fun. Ever gone to the beach?
She looks down at her still drow skin. Not recently, no.
Admittedly, you have been to the shore
Yeah.
during your travels.
Okay. I don't know if we can find one near Waterdeep, but there are some beaches with the water so beautifully clear that you can sink in them and still believe that you're not under. Still look around and it's clear as crystal.
That sounds dangerous.
Depending on where you're at, make sure you're not in the territory of some unsavory creature. But, like I said, the water's clear as crystal, so if there's something in there, you can usually see it coming pretty far.
So you're betting a day at the beach.
Suggesting, but... I mean, I don't know. Do you enjoy swimming?
I have enjoyed swimming in the past, yes.
Yeah, let's go for a day of winning. If I win. What if you win? What would you like me to do or accompany you with?
A bar crawl. Though I get to lead.
I suppose I'll follow. Any other rules I should know about?
Well, you could always lose and find out.
Ooh, tempting. You see that he snickers to himself for a second. At least you're not a neat freak. That was the worst.
No. Don't get me wrong, I like things neat, but I'm not Nyla.
No. Like I said, I used to do this with some old friends, and whenever she lost, her unfortunate event was she found it wasn't even trash, just everything slightly out of place, and it drove her quite literally up a wall.
I won't lie, when you mentioned this, my thought immediately went to, if I lose, I'm going to have to be nice for the day.
I'm not that cool.
give compliments to everyone.
Okay, there's a line between a lovely little bit of fun and actively trying to torture someone.
I appreciate you not torturing me. I think Cordelia might have went into shock if I started to compliment her.
No. Oh, no. Here's what I think would happen. She would bask and embrace and become accustomed to it so that when it stopped, she wouldn't stop asking why you weren't doing it anymore and likely bug you to continue.
Celia shudders at the thought.
Yeah. If that was to happen, she may believe that you had finally opened up and have joined her in the side of being very chipper.
Celia? Chipper?
What?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I
Sure she's not
have
possessed.
grown grown accustomed to Cordelia. She's not terrible to have around, in moderation.
Aww.
I mean, that's true for a lot of people. Some people I know I could spend a great deal of time with and not really get bored. Others I know I can only have a certain exposure to them before things begin to get complicated.
And who are those people that you could spend a great deal amount of time with? I'm assuming Clive.
Clive was one, but like I said, it can get complicated sometimes. Have you ever heard of the spiral of stupidity?
I pictured Cordelia's curly hair. I don't think that's what you were referring to.
No. That's an interesting thought. No. It starts usually the same way. Doing something simple or something fun. Usually drinks involved, and one way or another, we somehow end up either in trouble or on the run, or both. And almost always, we could have sworn there was a plan, a solid plan at some point.
I can't say that I've been caught up in anything like that. At least before you guys.
Okay, this one time, and this was entirely. This is honestly how it started. The bathhouse. We were gonna go in. We were gonna get ourselves ready. There was supposed to be some big, fancy little party thing that we were gonna go be waiters for. So we figured we just clean ourselves up a bit first, then put on those little nice clothes that they give us where we go serve. We make a little coin. No big deal. I don't know how we got from there to. We somehow took the wrong clothes, were mistaken for guests, and had to bullshit our way through conversation because we didn't want to think that we just used that as an excuse to sneak into the party. But we also had to switch out of the nicer clothes into the actual waiter uniforms to still be seen there, so they didn't think that we skipped out on the job. And somehow a rumor of the two guests that we somehow portrayed there, we kept disappearing into the same rooms, and the rumors started about us apparently hooking up with ourselves, our alternate selves, and it was just an entire thing.
Huh.
No, here's the thing. We went out there as waiters, fine, passed around food. Then when we went to go back or change or something, a few people saw us go into some closets, but then, what came out were not the waiters, but two of the guests who looked like they were fixing and, undisheveling their clothing before they, went back, mingled in the party before they again immediately disappeared and went back. The thing is, we never did this at the same time. We were alternating. So one waiter and one of the guests went in at the same time, and then a while passed, and then another waiter and another guest came in at the same time, and some people were starting to wonder if that was just a thing that was happening. People were just randomly hooking up with the staff, and one thing led to another, and it spiraled from there.
And that is why you can't spend too much time with Clive.
That is one of the reasons, yes.
Because then you end up hooking up in the closet.
We didn't even get to do that. We were just in there immediately changing, trying to cover our butts for we really needed the money for this job. Other guests, though, apparently took that as an invitation, and the other staff were more than happy to oblige, I guess, because the other closets were apparently very much occupied after that.
I feel like I need to keep a closer eye on Clive. I did not realize I had such stiff competition.
Oh, first of all, you don't. Second of all, that was a few years ago. We've learned. We hope we've learned to be less. No, we haven't learned at all. Things can still get just as bad if we don't temper it. So that's why we try. That's what we try to do. Keep it tempered. That's kind of also why they paired us with old Tambi to keep us out of trouble. No, that's not right. She just made sure to aim us to where the distraction was needed, because that was what we were usually good for.
And now you two are back under the same roof without anyone to aim you guys.
I mean, I'm not saying we need someone to aim us. I'm just saying if one night we end up drinking and we may come to you for advice or ask some hypothetical questions, maybe just, ask a few questions of your own on why or how much we've had to drink. Just standard stuff.
I think the answer to that last question will always be the same, but I will try to be there for you too.
And I will very much appreciate that.
I think. Oh, yeah. Do you have something you want to say?
Nope.
I'm thinking that's a pretty nice place to leave off for the night. You guys want to keep going for a bit longer?
I mean, oh, I just remembered something. Both Arthronis and I forgot about this. We did make a bet last time, but he completely forgot what he was going to do with that thing.
It's okay, both myself and Celia also forgot about this.
She bet herself, and now I completely blanked on what I was going to do afterwards because we got tangled in the figuring out the keys and the
I kind of passed out.
prizes and all.
Been a busy past couple days.
Yeah.
A little intense, but it was ultimately. Definitely would have started remembering now that, like, oh yeah, we did this last time. Wait, I won last time, didn't I? Did I?
I think so. I think it was the games, right? The dice game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you won.
Yeah. I can't remember now. Oh, I can't be sure. I remember it happening.
I don't know. To the recording.
I'm just going to assume the recordings. I'm going to assume we did something great.
Sounds great. I also don't remember, so.
Do you guys want to retroactively say that you did something? It just wasn't on screen?
Sure. Yeah, no, it's like whenever we had like some time, we went out and, I don't know, we went and fucked with that bakery again.
Yes.
Let's say it's less major fuckery.
Oh.
No.
That way you don't have to justify you guys running for the police and just having that automatically happen.
Weren't running from we went there to support a business that seemed to be on hard times.
And probably he's the owner.
It just so happened to catch on fire again. It's crazy. They should really make these buildings out of non-flammable materials.
Like stone, like hefty amounts of stone would probably be better than wood. Definitely would have got her taken her to the flower shop too, just to double check with our new friend as well, because we very much just skipped out on them.
I don't know when you would have had the time to do that, unless it was last night.
But
You guys had a pretty busy evening. You guys had a pretty busy evening.
Just something quick, maybe like an hour or two late at night. We had like a late night, I think. Did it?
I don't know.
I'd say probably at that point in time, the flower shop was closed, and let me roll something.
Was she there, awake? Was she murdered?
You didn't. You know where she lived because she lives above the flower shop.
Right.
Has a place there. But she did not answer the door. You don't know whether she just wasn't there, she's dead, or she just didn't feel like answering the door.
That late at night. Okay. Well, we did
maybe
that.
Maybe she was already asleep. She just had a long day.
That was the same day we did all the weird stuff with the focus, right?
Yeah, and that she had a mortal wound.
Yeah, no, so you probably had to rest. No, that's fair.
We can put a pin in this and say that I still owe something for Arthronis, and then later on describe that.
We'll figure that out eventually.
Yeah, eventually. We're never gonna come back to this ever again.
Maybe,
no.
Maybe not.
I will forget this by next week if I don't write it down.
Absolutely.
Feel free to write it down then.
Okay.
Help put it in one of the Discord channels, and maybe that'll work.
Also, we're making another bet now, which is literally what we were talking about this time. What did you want to make this bet on? You said you wanted to do the bar crawl. I was going to do the beach day or something.
Beach day.
Go to a swim.
I will purposefully lose this bet so that we have to have a beach episode.
Sounds like
I was gonna lose. I was gonna lose on purpose to do a bar crawl. Darn. Let's see who can lose better.
This is completely out of my
That's-
control too.
Hilarious. Who can?
I'm going down. I'm going down hard.
What was the bet again? Remind me.
It was how fast Cordelia gets herself in trouble.
Not if, just how fast.
How fast?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm intrigued by this.
Oh,
So I guess
either way,
See you
we're
next
doing
time,
something
man.
else later.
I mean, you could always do them both. At separate times. But I know that's not the spirit of
We probably
but that's
will
not
do both eventually.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna do it like
Yeah.
schedule another day to go out dancing because that's always fun.
Yeah.
Because dancing always involves drinks, and he's always down for drinks.
Always down for drinks. All right. I mean, considering particularly like the previous couple days, I don't think you brought your barrels and barrels with you, but you do have that flask. Makes it easier. Considering how much Othronus has been drinking, if he keeps this up, he's gonna have some liver issues someday.
This liver has all of my draconic ancestry. That is what's keeping me going.
He somehow loses his draconic ancestry and he drinks like half of his normal amount. It's like, God, this sucks. This is what it is for all you guys.
God, you guys were that weak.
They just looks over at Clive. It's like, how did you keep up with me? It's like, man, I faked half those drinks. I could not keep up with you.
I'll be honest, you never paid attention. I just moved my drink around and just told you it was a new one. This has been the same drink for the last 6 rounds.
He shows you an invention where he is able to pour a drink in a valve down his sleeve and store it in a flask for later.
I was gonna say, have you seen those false cups where you fill it, it's only a half cup, but you fill up the top half and then it sinks to the bottom so it looks like you're drinking it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So every time you took a sip, the little the bottom cup would just sink lower down, so it just looks like it was, and they just pretended to fill it up again.
Yeah. All right.
But wait, all the dumb ideas we did together, he was totally sober for them.
Well,
Was he,
not
though?
totally sober. Not totally sober. It's just
More sober than normal.
he's not, blackout drunk.
Oh. And he totally remembers how things happened. I could definitely ask him.
He wants to keep up with you for the sake of his pride. But again, barbarian with draconic ancestry that, can help with his, dealing with alcohol, poison. He's not able to keep up naturally, but he fakes it till he makes it. And then, he stores it. Clive has a jungle juice jar or something, I don't know. Which
I mean,
is all
that's
the
fair. I
different
will
booze that he's
definitely
collected.
ask him, because there's one where a guy just drinks the bar thing, and I'm only going to have one. And then the next morning he wakes up out in the docks, caught in the fishing wire, the early morning, the fishermen are about to go out to cast out their nets, and somehow he's just sleeping in them.
Yeah, hell, Clive, Clive is of many talents, jack of all trades, master of none sort of guy, I think, is what we've established. Hell,
Somehow
he
he managed to turn those nets into comfortable hammocks on the side of boats.
yeah. Hell, he probably uses the jungle juice for alchemist fire. Or something
Oh
like
god,
that.
yeah. That'd be hilarious. This stuff goes for a few thousand gold. You've no idea this stuff burns like wildfire.
Yeah. I mean, like there's the sift. You gotta like sift, like chemically purify the alcohol from all the flavoring and all that, which is kind of a shame, but you got to get it from somewhere. And what more incognito place to get large amounts of alcohol than drinking with your best bud?
Oh god, I just thought of like what would be his personal villain? Someone who makes the strongest and like the great flavored kind of alcohol, but then doesn't sell it. He rips out the flavor to make a chemical or something else. So he makes one of the greatest things he discovers and then realizes that's not even what it's for. That's just a part of what he's doing to it. And then he just makes it into something else. And he just then becomes his enemy.
I hate you, Clive. What have you done to my fine drink?
And this all happens by accident. Like he's halfway through creating like his version of like a wildfire or like a super explosive fuel, and I accidentally drink the fuel halfway through the procedure and realize this is amazing alcohol, and you're ripping out its flavor just to make some stupid explosion juice.
Explosion juice?
He's
now I'm just imagining Othronus like drinking that, burping, and it's literally fire.
Are we sure this isn't like those potions of breathing stuff? This is the fire one.
The fire. I mean, it could double as that.
Oof.
But it's gonna have a lot more if I pack it in one of these little bombs here. Get all the shrapnel. That's
You can only imagine like he had like a perfectly distilled 12 to like 20-year-old whiskey that he just then transformed into Everclear. No flavor, just burned.
And now I'm just imagining Othronus, Clive, and probably Tem at some point as moonshiners.
That would be amazing.
They probably tried their
I mean,
hand.
we might. Because we have a bar now. We could definitely we'd have a legit reason to try.
Yeah. You want some genuine house-made booze, Othronus?
This is the house special.
What do you think? See it?
Maybe.
Always.
It's rubbing alcohol.
I'm down.
Ooh.
What's the worst that could happen? I die?
Yes.
No.
Never.
I was literally trying to see if I could scam like the city out of like some diamonds. With, that revivify thing, because here's the thing: as a zealot barbarian, they can cast revivify on me and the components won't be consumed.
Just put it
So
in
if they were to place,
pocket, and then
so
it's
just
fine.
put those diamonds in my pocket, and then cast the spell, and I will pop back to life.
And trust me,
And I
diamond's totally been used, just like a normal spell.
Diamond, the 300 gold worth of diamonds, definitely been consumed. I can guarantee you that. And I just walk away.
Yep. Definitely don't need that anymore.
Like, that's totally been consumed by the spell, and wouldn't you know it, I have my very own.
And it is not in my pocket. Yes.
Because I remember thinking, like, wait, if I'm a zealot barbarian, but they don't know that I can technically be revived without it consuming anything. Because if they did it, and I came back and they still had the diamond, we might think something's up. But if I told them to just put it in my pocket or like in a bag or something, I don't know. That's why I was trying to see if I could work out a deal before I was like, hey, I actually have this weird medical condition, or if like the diamond to bring me back isn't like on my person, like in my pocket or something, it won't work. And just seeing if I could bluff my way through that. and I was gonna use the line like, look, if I'm bullshitting you, I'm literally like hindering the thing that's gonna save me. So why would I do that? Why would I do that?
Yeah, well, again, the person you're talking to doesn't know enough about it, and probably if you talk to somebody that does know enough about it, they, I mean, you could see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like a person who doesn't consume, the diamond to heal is a common thing. It's just a very specific thing with certain people. And you don't know how, maybe they've never seen this before, maybe they know exactly what I'm doing and can see through my bullshit.
Depends on who you're talking to.
Exactly.
You're just gonna like walk downstairs and like, oh hey Blackstaff.
Hey, Blackstaff, just quick. Let's say in this deal, it was technically part of the contract where like the diamond was to be used and consumed by said person. What if it's, like used and consumed in another way that still helps them,
Financial.
Exactly, like financially. Like, because technically this was to be used for reviving someone, and that could still happen. Just, not for the originally intended. But it will still most definitely happen.
Yeah. As a side note, I'm like, on one hand, I also get it because you want to try and get something either sooner or with less effort for getting the trophy, the victory of evidence of grand triumph. But on the other hand, I'm like a little surprised you guys aren't like looking out for the gold as well. The dragon.
The dragon is going to be we are assuming we can find the dragon easy because we've done it before, but for all we know, this dragon is already like left, or they're like in talks with the Blackstaff, like we gave them contact info, and they've moved him somewhere else.
I was meaning the money, but also, I mean, that is also on the docket.
Yeah, because we go back to that temple. We go back to like that underwater cavern. It's empty because he's like a sign that says "Have moved to other side of city." Sorry.
He's just in a different underwater cave.
And make an appointment because he turns out they like hired him for research and stuff.
Well, there is a reason he had not entered the city, other than the fact that he is a dragon.
True, but he was also like a super smart dragon. And if the Blackstaff's like, you know what, we could definitely use that kind of intelligence for, research and stuff. Because, I mean, they have the ward for the dragons, but they also gotta wonder, is it keeping up in strength, deteriorating in time? Could someone overpower it if like a bunch of dragons just shut up and try to force their way in? We don't know. But a dragon who was already on the inside pushed the door open for the rest of them.
Well, I mean, you haven't seen any dragons flying around the city.
Yet. What if they were summoned into the city via like teleportation or a portal or a plane shift or something?
Sorry.
We honestly don't know, but we'll figure it out next time. Maybe.
Next time on Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
I do end up dying. You win?